Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, I'm Hana Amalia from EED 21 with study number 2101010019. Here I will storytelling a book with the title A Doctor, a Father, and His Son. In the morning, Kezawe always stopped off the train into the warm August air. That's the time the city was silent. One day, American plane flew over his Hiroshima and dropped the world's first economic bomb. Most people agree that this bomb killed off World War II. On the day bomb destroyed life for years, people suffered and died from the terrible and sick atomic bomb disease. Every day, 6 years later, people continue to support from the atomic bomb. As we watch and witness the history of Hiroshima, he feels more sad and lonely. How could he find hope in this difficult world? Every day, walk through Hiroshima Place Park to the hospital. He wants to review the hospital boss, Dr. Fumio Shigeto. When he opened the hospital door, he immediately supported those who are sick. He wanted to rid himself from the clean medical smell quickly. But then Oi listened to the doctor's story. He became interested in the problem of Hiroshima and the core of its people. On 6 August 1945, at the time, Dr. Shigeto was waiting for a bus to take him to downtown Hiroshima. Suddenly, there was a bright light and a silent wife. In a second, the atomic bomb destroyed almost everything in its building, trees, car, and people. Fortunately, the door was standing next to a strong well, and he was not burned or killed. But the second after the booming, his eerie feeling with the scream of the suffering people around him, his positive looked helpless. But Dr. Shigeto called me opened her black doctor bag and started helping those closer to him. The problem is too big for one person, but nothing can stop the door. He walked bravely to stop suffering. He didn't rest for 2 weeks. On the worst day in Japanese history, Dr. Shigeto did everything possible for the people around him. When I listened to Dr. Shigeto, he's starting to understand more about true growth. Every day, 1,000 people died, but I continued, explained the doctor. People can find courage in the word of time. I realized, deep down, he possessed immunity strength and to strength to fight to his own life. Back in Tokyo, I visit his son's hospital and has a serious talk with a doctor. This is the most important. This is the most important to change in my life. He later said, I started doing something for my son, myself, and my wife. For 6 years, O and his family worked hard to provide the best possible cure for their disabled of child. They played music and read stories to him. We love you. One said Oi and family, but little Hikari couldn't answer. In the most difficult of time, Oi remembered that courage of Dr. Shigeto. It always gave him the strength to carry on. Hikari like a son of bird. Hikari listened to the tape in a silence for hours. Still unable to speak, but Hikari wanted to tell her beloved family, I love you too. One day, I was walking in small forest with Hikari. Suddenly, I heard a voice above him. He thought he was dreaming. This is a water rail, said the voice. I stood in silence for 5 minutes. Then, the voice came again. First, the high craving of bird. And then the clear voice of his son, "This is a water rail. Hikari can talk." After all their hard work, the Oi family can enjoy the result. Oi learned from the courage of Dr. Shigeto, and now Hikari also showed great courage. The young man liked to listen to music. It was difficult for him, but he learned to read music and play the piano. Gradually, with the help of his family, he also learned to speak. At 18, Hikari was writing her own music and loved more it. Music is her language, and the love of her family helped her as much as any medicine. We cannot imagine for the fact that Dr. Shigeto left in Hiroshima in 1945. But millions of people around the world face personal difficulties like Kenizabu Oi and Hikari. Oi every day all learned about courage from Dr. Higeto, and Hikari learned to be brave from her father. In the same way, when times are tough, remember these brave people. You too can find the strength to courage your need. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.